Okay, I thought I'd make a video to actually help people out for once. Alright, instead of making other videos. Anyway, I'm gonna talk about DSPS, which is delayed sleep phase syndrome, or some people like to say DSPD, delayed sleep phase disorder. Anyway, so you have absolutely no control over your sleep, over when you sleep, because your circadian rhythm is completely out of. Well, you don't have a circadian rhythm. You just sleep when you sleep, essentially. When when your neurological activity is completely slowed down, to the point where the synapses cannot fire anymore, you will simply just shut down like a dead battery and go to sleep. And that's it's pretty much the only time when you're going to sleep. So you can induce sleep, obviously, by using sleeping pills. So what did I just take currently? I think I took 4 diapines, only 2 milligrams. Obviously, as with most pharmaceutical medication, any medication for that matter, you will develop a tolerance. So you might start off with 1, and that might essentially be enough for you to induce sleep. But for me, even 4 of those is not going to cut it. So I took 4 of those and 4 Rivotril. How many milligrams? Clonazepam is the pharmaceutical name. Rivotril is the brand name. It looks like 2 milligrams. It's in Chinese, and my Chinese is not great, but I'm guessing it's 2 milligrams. I think so. So anyway, 4 tablets of Rivotril, 4 tablets of diapine. I took them approximately 10 minutes ago, maybe 7 minutes ago. Well, I guess that's being pedantic, really, but anyway, more to the point. So that means in about 15 minutes they should be kicking in. I shouldn't really have the lights on because that doesn't help to slow down the neurological activity, but obviously I can't make a video if the lights are off. Anyway, moving on to this problem. It's a difficult one because it will mean that people that have it cannot wake up in the mornings. It's nothing to do with laziness at all. It's just you simply have no circadian rhythm, so you cannot wake up in the morning. You just wake up when you wake up. I mean, there will tend to be some order. Like, for me, for example, around midday is around when I get up, but on some days, obviously, it could be later. It could be 3 p.m. It could even be earlier. You could wake up at 7 a.m. and then go back to bed until 12 p.m. So most people, 95% of people of the populace will probably be able to sleep at 11 or 12 and then wake up at 8. But with people with DSPS, that's simply not possible. So obviously you're going to have to get a job that starts in the afternoon and finishes late at night, or work through the night. What else was I going to say? It doesn't really affect productivity. Your productivity, actually, funny enough, the productivity of most people with DSPS is actually probably higher because their brain is just far more active than others. And I don't have any scientific data about this, but I would say they tend to be more creative as well. And actually, I don't know if anyone's conducted any studies, but I would also hazard a guess that if you were to take the number of people with OCD or DSPS, you would find that predominantly they would, you know, they would have a far greater likelihood of being left-handed than people without DSPS, which coincides with probably the creativity. But anyway, yeah, it's a difficult one. Everyone's asleep, I'm awake. Story of my life. It's not something that goes away. I guess you kind of realize that something is amiss when you're 12, but at 12 years old, you obviously not well read enough or have any background scientific knowledge to be able to ascertain what the problem is. Anyway, the pills are kicking in now. You can literally feel them like going through your bloodstream and into the brain. Yeah, I think they're starting to kick in, and it's hot in here as well. So let me switch on the fan. Yeah, so I have a lot of empathy for people that have this disorder. I don't know if you can even call it a disorder, it's just a difference. Yeah, there's a lot of good videos on YouTube by people that have talk about it in a lot more detail and at length than I do, but I'm just giving you the basics of there is no circadian rhythm, or if you have one, it's very, very delayed. Even now, I think it's 2:30 in the morning, and I probably wouldn't be able to sleep without taking 8 sleeping pills until about 4 or 5 in the morning. But since I have to wake up at 12, that's not really ideal. So today I'm inducing sleep. Yeah, I mean, there's some days where you don't have to, you'll be fine. So I'm lucky enough that I don't have to work in the mornings. But if I have to work in the mornings, then your brain is not synthesizing. So if it's not consolidating everything during the day, then you have another problem in that you're not going to be particularly functional because because you haven't slept enough, and when sleep deprivation is incredibly terrible. It affects your mood, affects your ability to focus and concentrate. Anyway, this is the first video on it. This is running at 8 minutes now. I think that's enough for you to have an overview. Yeah, I'll shed some more light on it in the future. Alright.